think we had 11 applicants. We had them as far away as Pennsylvania. We had Colorado. We had several out of state. We had 3 in-state. It was a very good list of applicants from what we've seen. And, you know, when you look at that list of applicants, the first thing you want to know is, especially when they're far away, is why are you wanting to go to Alabama? And so Ms. Smith, she actually, did you reach all of them? You contacted them?
I spoke with every single one.
She called them to just ask those kinds of questions, you know, and get to find out a little bit about them, that sort of thing, and find out what's their purpose in wanting to relocate to Alabama. We were excited that we had them from out of state, weren't we? Yeah, but there, you know, you always look at qualifications. You look at where they've been, where what they have done while they've been there, things like that. So it's been interesting to get the answers that they've had. But when you do look at those things, you begin to realize that there's some that are rising to the top. And we had some that rose to the top just by reviewing their resumes. As you all are aware of, it doesn't take long to look at that. So I think we're ready to, without interviewing, just go ahead and I would entertain a motion to, we've each looked at them, but we really haven't discussed it. We just kind of, you know, our eyes had stars in it for a while because we were so tired of looking. But at this time, I would entertain a motion to, if we have one, to accept one of our applicants.
I will, Ms. Parsons, I would like to make a motion that we hire Dr. Craig Pouncey, or as his application is, his official name is Dr. Warren Craig Pouncey, as our next superintendent.
Second that.
And we have a motion second. We need to, I guess, Barbara, we need to do a roll call vote on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, discussion first.
Well, since I made the motion, what I looked at, I mean, we did have some, you know, I think some great candidates, but, you know, Dr. Pouncey has such a different element and such an experience having worked so closely with Dr. Bice. And what I looked at was his financial background. So extensive, and I think in the coming years, as state funding continues to be questionable as far as how things will go there, and our reserve not having been what it once was, and that's going to be something that will be our next superintendent will have to work with our CFO very closely to provide the needs. But I also think that his legislative connections, I just felt like that out of all of our applicants, that he stood way out. And as soon as I found out that he had an interest in position here to, in essence, finish out his career, I thought that would be an outstanding choice for us.
Any other comments?
We went through this process very quickly, and we did have to really find only 3 came from Alabama. And I wanted to know why they were interested in coming to Jefferson. I found that we really enjoy a good reputation throughout the nation, which is why people want to come. And most of them have ties to Alabama. A couple of them are published, and we'll be seeing some articles that they have written in the AAS's presentation. I think Dr. Leonard is going to be featured in next month's. He has an article on actually selecting a superintendent. And then, of course, in state, you know, we commend, the staff for, someone from the staff applied. And I think that that says that people that work for Jefferson County are proud of it, and they feel that they can contribute more to, leading it to the next century. So we have some very good candidates, and it was really, with the time allowed, everybody, I'm sure, agonized over, who we were going to end up and select. And, basically, that's, I just want to say that this is nothing that was done hastily. And I think that sometimes people think that we do things off the cuff, but, this has been a process in which we all have spent a considerable amount of time, looking at the candidates, calling and speaking with them, and wondering why they came, for one thing, but also looking at the caliber of people that have applied. And, it was a difficult thing.
And I appreciate you doing that and contacting them with that, because that's a very important question, is the why.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you know about Jefferson County and why Jefferson County?
I want to also agree with the comments from from Jackie. This has been a very difficult task, and especially being a new board member. The candidates were all very, very, very qualified, and some definitely brought to the table experiences that others could not, simply because they lived in Alabama and because they knew the system and because they worked very closely. And actually, some people were just coming up through the ranks. But as Tony pointed out, the whole idea of looking forward, the experiences within and outside, and also at the state level, made this a very difficult choice. It made even sleeping difficult for me. I'm very serious, because this is not an easy thing to do. It's not a choice that you just make overnight. And when we take into consideration all the employees, all the children, all the lives we impact, our decisions are critical and crucial. So I want to just reiterate, even though for some the time may appear to have been short, it was very, very well done, very thought out, and individuals who wanted to apply did. And for those within the system, I want to say thank you so much. I want us to understand and be sure to know that we do promote from within. We do recognize talent within our system. There is no way in the world, and I'm a product of this system as well, that we could not look and see, these are the people that we've nurtured, that we've brought up, and that we've worked with. So just know that as a new board member, I thought, my gosh, coming in at such a time. But I thank God for the opportunity, because for such a time as this, maybe that's why I was called. And again, to all that applied, I extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation for all the labors of love done in Jefferson County. I want to say thank you.
Ms. Parsons, 2 years ago, about this time, I was a board member elect. Found out the best way to run the campaign was unopposed. Very, very good. And I was privy to be part of the interviewing process for our past superintendent, which was an experience. You know, I was not a board member per se and did not have a vote in his hiring, but I got to be part of that. You know, and that was an experience. I'm thankful that Ms. Parsons, that Ms. Boyer is the newest board member, but I've only been here less than 2 years. You know, and there's experience up here that goes from 12 to almost 30 years. And again, when I was approached to run for the board, my initial thoughts were, I will run for the city limits. I will not run for another public office, but I did elect to run, and unfortunately I did not have an opponent. But I was not aware that it was going to be as challenging as it has been. This has been an experience. I've been on both sides. Like Ms. Boyer, I am a product of the system, but please don't hold that against the system. You know, it has put out good products. And having been in the municipal arena as far as a council person, I have come full circle in learning that the old saying that you can please some of the people, some of the time, all the people, some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. We have to make decisions based on what we feel best for our system. And as long as we do that in a majority, then I think we have reached where we need to be. You know, I feel very strongly about Dr. Pouncey, and I think he will take us to the next level that we need to go. And I do appreciate everyone's concerns and all the calls and all the interest, but it is at that point where we need to, from our coaching days, we need to get on the court and go play.
One of the other things, I did have a conversation with him, and we talked at length about the college and career ready, which, and the things that we have just recently put into place here in our system. And something that he's quite familiar with and very supportive of, and looking to expand that even further. And that's what's going to benefit our students. And I feel like someone with that knowledge base, coming in here, bringing some unity, some more unity back within our system, our administrators, our employees, so that our students, because it all goes back to our students. What are we doing for our students? What are we doing for our employees, staff? That's what it's not about the 5 of us, it's about the system and who brings the best to that. And I was just really pleased that he had so much knowledge, well, obviously, from the State Department of Education, but was so supportive of the efforts that we were already doing and already knew a good bit about what we were doing with college and career ready.
Any other comments?
Yes, I want to thank all of the people that have contacted us. I was telling Martin Howell over that the Principals Association has discussed this.
Right.
And they sent something with their comments, the AEA, AFT. All of us have received telephone calls on those groups, and many of them had questions that they wanted to ask the candidates to see what they thought, which I was hoping that we could do something to have those questions answered. I'm sure in time they will be answered, however.
Okay, that's a good thought. I would forget about that.
Well, I think that the 5 of us automatically make the decision, but we do need to keep in touch, you know, with the staff and with parents and with the associations and groups that are interested in Jefferson County. And we need to make sure that they understand that we do listen to them, even though we do make the ultimate decision. But I don't want to ever sever those lines of communication from any of the groups.
Absolutely. All right, are we ready to vote?
Ready? Ms. Boyer?
Yes.
Mr. Little?
Yes.
Mr. Mann?
Yes.
Ms. Parsons?
Yes.
And Ms. Smith?
No.
All right, well, motion passes, so Dr. Craig Pouncey will be our next superintendent of